a comparative analysis of the tiger and the lamb. In our previous lecture on Blake, we have discussed the complementary relationship of the songs of innocence and the songs of experience. In this lecture, we are going to compare the poem The Tiger from the songs of experience with the poem The Lamb from the songs of innocence, in order to understand how Blake synthesizes divergent ideas to convey a complete meaning. As a matter of fact, the whole series of the songs of innocence and the songs of experience are contraries, and also within these series, certain poems are paired off. For instance, the tiger in the songs of experience is the contrary of the lamb in the songs of innocence. The tiger is one of the most impressive poems of Blake. Its symbolism operates through the evocative and emotive overtones of certain words besides their connotative ones. Its power and intensity are communicated through its imagery and beat of the line. And now, the interrelationship of the tiger and the lamb. Both these poems are linked with the biblical association of the Lamb of God, that is to say, Jesus Christ. In the illumination to the Lamb, entwining vines and saplings in leaves are the symbol of harmony, the combinations of opposites harmoniously working together. They overarch in a protectively enclosing way. On the other hand, in the illumination to the tiger, the tree is leafless. It shows the less genial aspect of the world of generation. Blake often shows at the top of the page what might be, the millennial condition, and at the bottom, what is. He does this on the title page of the combined songs of innocence and of experience, where Adam and Eve crawl shamefully in their fallen materialistic understanding at the foot of the page, while the free-soaring bird of imagination fly beneath the title. The coloring around the lower branches of the tree carries with it a suggestion of possible leaves. Trees and vegetation are associated with the world of generation. That is to say, the world of birth and the world of death. Their symbolic significance varies according to the context. A leafless tree shows the restrictive aspect of generation. There is a dichotomy between the top of the illumination and its bottom. Here the tiger at the foot of the page is balanced by the free-soaring bird of the imagination to the left of the title. Flying birds soaring upward is a common symbol of the liberated imagination in Blake. The text of the tiger has two dominant symbols beside the tiger itself, that of the night and that of the forest. The forest of the world of generation or the forest of the fallen world. The night represents fallen awareness or the darkened mind, the mind which moves in the area of duality, which is also the area of suffering. Both these symbols are in some way linked with the fall. The tiger is the imagination, just as the lamb is the imagination. But the tiger is the imagination and energy rebelling against the restraints of the world of experience. The poet describes the cruelty of the tiger in these words: Tiger, tiger, burning bright, in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? The poet further asks the tiger, and what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? The sinews of its heart are twisted. These are painful words, and the words burning bright point to its eyes and suggest heat as well as light. It is the appearance of this creature in the fallen world, the world of duality, that causes the stars to throw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears. The stars are an ambiguous symbol in Blake. They can refer to the material fallen world, but here they refer to the host of eternity. The symbol of tiger is ambivalent. It is a symbol of cruelty as well as a symbol of hope. The fire that burns within it is the fire of energy. It is cruelly destructive but possibly liberating. It is modeled in the furnaces, which can be either a symbol of the furnaces of the fallen world or the furnaces of the imagination. And it is burning bright, which has light as well as fire. The fearful symmetry of the tiger is a multi-layered symbol. The symmetry can be either a literary device to describe its imposing appearance, or it can be the principle that runs through all natural creatures in the animal world, and the overall symmetry is the symmetry between the poem The Tiger and the poem The Lamb. The implications of the third type of symmetry are fully revealed when the poet asks the tiger, "Did he who made the lamb make thee?" As explained earlier, the tiger and the lamb complement each other. None of these poems conveys a complete meaning on its own. The meaning of each becomes clear when it is correlated with its counterpart. The poem The Lamb is about the meekness of the lamb who stands for Christ or self-sacrifice. On the other hand, the poem The Tiger is about the formidable appearance of the tiger who is ready to devour its prey. The lamb is a symbol of innocence or the peaceful aspect of nature, whereas the tiger is the symbol of cruelty or the destructive aspect of nature. It means, from Blake's point of view, it is necessary to embrace both aspects of nature to have a complete understanding or an integrated vision of reality. And now, the psychological implications of the tiger's cruelty. The tiger has a cruel heart